today.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
It is a joy to be with you here again. Mike's Daily Podcast, episode 2504.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 2504. It's Mike Matthews. How are you? It's good. It's good to have you here at Cafe Anyway. Should I get you something to drink? Perhaps you would like some root beer. That's all we have. I'm sorry, we don't have anything else. I tried to get some other stuff, maybe some plastic water bottles full of water.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
But that was not, I didn't get a chance to do that today. I could not get around to that, running my errands.
Mike's
So here we are.
Daily
Episode
Podcast.
Episode 2504.
Yeah!
And it's a Monday, and I hope you're okay, and that's about it. So, I heard from my mom's old friend, Winky. Winky used to send my mom all these emails, my late mom, and she would, when I'd go visit my mom in Florida, which I last saw my mom about a year ago in Florida, saw her in person. It was a wonderful trip. In October, early October, it was a quick trip. My lovely lady friend and I went to see her, and then we rushed off to Dallas, Texas. We went from Florida to Texas. But whenever I used to visit my mom, I'd go, "Hey mom, how's your computer running?" "Oh, it's a little slow." "Oh, have you done updates?" "No." "What are those?" "Oh, you got to do updates, mom. You got to do them on your computer all the time, or people will hack into it, or it'll just run slow." "Oh, well, I don't care about any of that. I'll take care of it for you, mom." "Hey, mom, I just opened your emails, and you got an email from Winky." "Who's Winky?" "Oh, she sends me funny stuff all the time. They're really funny." So, when my mom passed in February, I opened up her email, and sure enough, there was an email from Winky, and I had to email Winky back and say, "I'm sorry to tell you mom's gone." And Winky wrote me back, and it was like I was hearing...
And here's today's podcast picture.
It was like I was hearing from the president. I was like, oh my gosh, Winky wrote me back? Wow. But she told me, hey, I used to go to lunch with your mom all the time, and she had all these stories. It was wonderful. The podcast picture is not from Florida. We posted a bunch of Florida pictures about a month ago. We are still looking at some awesome pictures from my trip to the Mount Shasta area, Northern California, Northern California, county of Jefferson and all that. So see that picture at mikesdailypodcast.com. It's a beautiful trip. A little over a week ago, and the late great Basil the Boxer and I went up there to Mount Shasta at one point. Actually, two times we went there. Had a great time. So there is a magazine called, a comic strip called Krabby Road, like Abbey Road, but it's Krabby Road. Haha. And Winky sent a couple of the cartoons, a couple of the comics, and it always features this older woman with these cool sunglasses on, and she says in this one, "A man without a woman is a bachelor. A woman without a man is a genius." Sure, marriage can be fun some of the time. Trouble is, you're married all of the time. Wow. I get my summer glow from a bottle. It says Zinfandel. I believe that everything happens for a reason. Usually the reason is that somebody screwed up. That is, this is, and in this comic, there is the Maxine, I think, is the older lady's name, and she's got her arm on a computer, and the monitor is huge, because that's so true with a lot of senior citizens that bought computers. They bought them way back when the monitors were as big as the table. And her little dog looks kind of like a Jack Russell or something, is moving the mouse, trying to work the computer. And that's when Maxine says, I believe that everything happens for a reason. Usually the reason is that somebody screwed up. Oh, Maxine, you're so funny. Thank you, Winky. Here's another one. Most stress is caused by 3 things: money, family, and family with no money. Only on a cruise ship will you pay hundreds of dollars a day to sleep in a closet. I was talking to my lovely lady friend about going on a cruise. I go, God, I must be old now because I want to go on a cruise. I went on a cruise with my grandma years ago. Oh, and by the way, the podcast picture last time of me with Mount Shasta in the background and Castle Lake. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Mikey needs to go on a diet. Wow. I look at that picture and I'm like, yeah, it's about time. I was telling you about how when I sit down, I now have a tray table. Wherever I go, I have a tray table. Now, that is a sign. There's your sign. You need to start losing some weight. Well, that bagel I had today didn't help. Thanks to the internet, you can get hopelessly in debt without ever leaving your house. True. People do all that gambling. They're going to do more gambling. I'd consider hormone replacement therapy, but I've got a bunch of other things that need to be replaced first. Is there a tourist season? How come we can't shoot them? Wow. That comes from a Floridian. That comes from a Floridian who has to deal with all the tourists every year, just clogging up the streets. So the guy who drew Maxine is John Wagner, and he was a Hallmark artist. Actually, he's been writing Hallmark cards since 1970. And he says Maxine was inspired by his mom, as well as his aunts and his grandmother, the woman who bought him art lessons when Phil and the Pumpkins was about the extent of his art classes at St. John's Catholic School in New Jersey. As we go outside a cafe anyway, where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast, somewhere in Podcastro Valley, the last place on earth, Cafe Anyway. Why Maxine? Why that name? People at Shoebox, that's the division of Hallmark that he works for, the greeting card people. People at Shoebox started referring to the character as John Wagner's old lady, and I knew that would get me into trouble with my wife. The Shoebox team had a contest among themselves to name the character, and 3 of the approximately 30 entries suggested Maxine. John says the name was perfect. Aww. Even doctors make mistakes. Mine asked me to undress. My idea of a Super Bowl is a toilet that cleans itself. Big surprise, even my blood type's negative. There should be a support group for women who can't put their dishes in the dishwasher dirty. Oh, yeah. Yeah, women that clean the dishes before they go in the dishwasher. There's like no reason why it should go in the dishwasher at all. It's just wasting water. Yeah. Say, oh, any day on this side of the flower bed is a good day. Get it? Because she's not dead. Celebrate Ben Franklin's birthday. Go fly a kite. I finally found an honest mechanic. He honestly doesn't know how to fix anything. Hey. What's your secret for keeping your figure? Getting everything to droop at the same rate. Let me know if you suddenly become interesting. That's what you are saying right now, right? Listening to this podcast. Most of the people you see in lingerie stores, you wouldn't want to see in lingerie. Stop dusting. Oh, this is a household hint. Stop dusting. And you can use your coffee table as a message board. Thank you, Winky. Thank you. I will file that under mom. Wait. Oh, I don't have a mom folder on this computer. I got to put a mom folder on this computer. But thank you, Winky. That was wonderful. Okay, listen. We're outside a cafe anyway, somewhere in Podcaster Valley. Stop talking about your weight. Stop talking about how old you feel or how old you are. It's how you feel. Hopefully you don't feel older than you are, but that, hopefully that all works out. Look who's here.
Hello, Mike Matthews. Chely Shoehart, gift shop supervisor. That was really interesting, Mike Matthews. Are you going to play some Puppy Yanks?
No Puppy Yanks today. We're banning Puppy Yanks from the show. I've been playing Puppy Yanks too much. Yes, it's a great name for a band, but no Puppy Yanks. Look who else is here. Oh, Mike, this is Floyd the Floorman. And this is John Deere, the engineer. Mike, this show has been very funny and hilarious and eye-opening. Thank you. Okay, I guess now would be a good time to do the segment. Let's go back with Matthews. Oh, what did you think of that super old air check of mine from 1987 last show? Wow! Let's go to something a little more recent. Let's go to April of 2003. And I was working in country music then. Some of you have no affinity for country whatsoever. That's fine. Realize, though, that a lot of the classic rock you like has its roots in country. And realize now that country music today, wow, it borrows a lot from pop music. In fact, so much so that a lot of artists are crossing over now in a big way. Taylor Swift, of course, left country to become a pop artist, although a lot of people feel like, oh, no, she could come back to country whenever she wanted. That would never happen back in the days that I was doing the country music at the country radio station. Because once you went pop, like Shania Twain, she got ostracized big time. People were like, oh, Shania Twain, she went pop. And it was interesting right after 9/11 how country music got very focused. It got very patriotic, very pro-America. Let's get revenge. Let's fight our wars. And suddenly you couldn't find any women on the charts. The Dixie Chicks had their song about the traveling soldier that came out. Everybody thought that was going to be a number one hit. It did go to number one, but that same week was the week that they made the comment about George Bush, the W. Bush, and all the country stations took them off and they were banned. And if you tried playing the Dixie Chicks again, you would get calls from listeners going, how dare you? You know what they did? You know what they did, don't you? They would ask you that. I'm not going to ask you if you know what they did, because you probably do. And they're probably not they're not the Dixie Chicks anymore. They're just the Chicks. And there's an interview I did with them when they first came out that you can find at mikesdailypodcast.com. Put your mouse right over the home where it says home, and you'll see a bunch of interviews pop up. And yeah, just go to the D section, because they were the Dixie Chicks back then. Okay, so here's a little bit of what...
I think it was Sissy Spacek.
Oh, that was the country quiz I think we were listening to there for a moment.
Hold on. Don't hit the sack yet. Welcome to the K8 Santa Fe Cafe. More in moments on K8.
McGraw with She's My Kind of Rain. My favorite kind. 6 days on the road. Sawyer Brown before that on 100.7 KHAY.
Let me ask you if you recognize the music in the background. This is the music I used to use at the end of the show when I did the Santa Fe Cafe on KHAY in Ventura County for 11 years. I would use this song as the music playing underneath as I did like a summary of all the stuff that happened. We would do a lot on my show every day. And what we would do is we'd do a top 8 at 8. We would debut a brand new song at 9 o'clock. And then we'd bring you the Santa Fe Cafe with requests and all of that. So I would have this music playing and I would basically summarize everything that happened.
Matt Michaels putting a wrap on a Thursday, number one on the top 8 at 8 tonight. As I recall, was Randy Travis with 3 Wooden Crosses. Tonight in the KHAY 9 o'clock preview room, it was Bradley Foster's new one with Georgia Middleman singing with him on it. A song called Scary Old World. It passed with 100.7% of the vote saying they liked it.
By the way, around that time was when I got to interview Rodney Foster. Very nice guy. He sang that song, Nobody Wins, We All Lose, Hearts Get Broken, and something gets bruised. Something to that effect. So actually, the music underneath me there is by Michael Penn. That is Sean Penn's brother. And he had this great album called Unresigned. And it was, love that album so much. So I used part of it for the closing of my show.
Tomorrow night in the KH 9 o'clock preview room, it will be the Friday night fights, putting the big preview winners from the past week up against each other. One will emerge the preview champion. You get to decide, and you also get to pick up the Trace Adkins CD called Chrome. We'll be giving that away tomorrow evening. After Midnight is on the way next.
Trace Adkins had an album named after the operating system for Google. Amazing. Wow. He was ahead of his time.
Blair Garner, give him a call with your request or dedication at 1-800-722-NITE. And by the way, number one,
Next stop, the KHAY studios.
Pat Michaels has left the building. Thank God.
What I meant to say is that tomorrow night at the KH Santa Fe Cafe, the KH Cafe question will be, what is your favorite Easter food?
There were times when they tried to get me to do things as Paul Vitti that I said he will never do this.
Well, you're just in time for what might be a very unhappy ending.
Step up to the plate.
Well, it's ham. What else are you going to eat? I guess deviled eggs. Favorite Easter food? Huh. Oh, does Blair Garner still do radio? I think he does. I think he still does a syndicated country thing. Time now for the segment we call, it's very similar to the Friday Night Fights and the New Country preview that I did years ago. This is called the Mike Matthews New Tunes Feud. We're going to play 2 songs for you. You pick which one you like better. You can call me at 336-MM Daily. 3 + 3 = 6. MM as in Mike Matthews. Daily as in what this podcast has been for a couple of days. Now, let's see if I have a way of playing this. They're saying I can listen to this on Spotify. Okay. Interesting. This is called Pad. And this... Oh, it's not letting me. All right. Sorry there, Steel Peel Dream. Peel Dream. Hey, guys from Peel Dream, when you send me, you have got to give me links that I can instantly access, that I don't have to sign into anything, that I can instantly access so I can play your stuff. So now your stuff is deleted and no one will ever hear from you again, and good luck with your career. Okay, next we have Nicole Atkins and a song called Moonlit Review. Moonlit Review is the name of this, and nope, she doesn't have a link either. Nicole Atkins, you need to give me a link to the song in order for me to play it. Wow. People, what is going on? Okay, White Dress. Brandon Lamb. Okay, Brandon Lamb, hopefully he's a little smarter. He says, I'm a Canadian indie folk artist sharing the new single I co-wrote with Jordan Coker of Newfoundland duo Quote the Raven. That's an interesting name. That's very, what's his face? The guy, White Dress is about attending your best friend's wedding, but wishing that you were the one marrying them. Oof, he says. This is a heavy hitter of unrequited love and allowing yourself to fantasize one last time. Edgar Allan Poe, one last time. Okay, let's listen to a little bit of the song. White Dress. Brandon.
So I hide my face from the change. I'll stand by you, life, and I'll cry with you until the end of the day.
Wow. There's a woman dancing in this that's doing some amazing ballet. Wow. Okay, so that's Brandon Lamb, and Brandon is up against Ben Rector. I think You know what, Ben, we had you on the show recently, so no. Plus, your email didn't have a link to your song. What is happening there? David, is it Guetta? Guetta? Yeah, he did that song Bulletproof with Sia. Now he's got a new song with Bebe Rexha, or is it BB Rexha? I forget. Wow. So which one do you like better? Brandon Lamb or David Guetta with Bebe Rexha? You can call me 336-MM Daily. 3 + 3 = 6. MM is in Mike Matthews. Daily isn't what this podcast has been for several days now.
Call now. 336-MM Daily.
And with more ways to reach me, this is A-Frame taking us out.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com.
Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com.
See you tomorrow. Bye!